fears. Now, it's a key milestone in the reopening of the UK economy amid those second-wave fears elsewhere. From today, non-essential stores in England will be allowed to open their doors for the first time since the March lockdown. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is urging consumers to go out and shop with confidence. Joining us now is Jace Tyrrell, CEO of New West End Company. Jace, welcome to the show. Great to have you with us. Are you expecting Britons to shop with confidence today and the rest of this week?
Well, we'd certainly like to return some confidence back to our high streets, given it's been 3 months in lockdown. But it's going to feel very different out there in the West End and across the country. A lot of measures in place for customers to feel secure and safe, and obviously colleagues coming back to work. So a lot more space on the streets and a lot more incentives, I imagine, by the retailers to give that confidence for consumers to come back and shop.
Jace, good to see you this morning. You say one of the biggest concerns is the social distancing rule, the 2-metre social distancing rule. Safety first is obviously the narrative from government and authorities. You urge a reconsideration of that. What differential would that make? Talk Nair and I through how big a difference that would make to the ability to let us shop.
Well, I think, social distancing and safety, of course, we have to prioritise that. But the difference between sort of 2 metres and 1 metre, if you take the hospitality sector, the restaurants, which obviously support the retail and the high streets, there's a difference between 30% trade and 70% trade. So it's a massive game changer. I think what we're calling on the government as we think about the service sectors of retail and hospitality is we move beyond social distancing being the default position. We need to ensure, obviously, there's very good track and trace systems in place. There'll hopefully be better treatments for COVID. At some point, there'll be a vaccine. Because if we're going to live with this virus for the next 6-12 months, we have to move away from social distancing being the default. Otherwise, our businesses, and particularly retail and hospitality, will have very slim chances of survival in the year ahead.
Jace, one thing that might put people off from going out for a day of shopping, I certainly have this view, and so do a lot of people I speak to, is the fact that a lot of public toilets are still completely closed, and a lot of stores and establishments are not planning to open them. Do you think that's going to be something that does put shoppers off? You expect footfall to be at 15 to 20% of usual levels, and the businesses you represent, how do you expect them to kind of work around that?
I think it's going to be, as you say, a lot fewer shoppers coming out. I mean, all the public loos in the West End, apart from one, I understand, are open. And I think as the restaurants and the hospitality hopefully open in July, I think there'll be more provisions for public lavatories. But I think early days, the stores, particularly the department stores, they need to think about what services they have, and there will be loos in there as well. But I think no one is under any disillusion, customers, that it's going to feel different. It's not the West End or the shopping experience it was pre-COVID, but we're being adaptable and obviously putting safety first and trying to make the experience near normal as possible, working in obviously very different conditions.
Yeah, I mean, we've reopened for quite some time, the malls, the shops, the luxury avenues here in Dubai Mall, etc. And I've got to say, it's almost like visiting a mausoleum. But this is the point, isn't it? We need to incentivize us. We need to be incentivized to go there. We need to think of an experience. So as we go into this, Jace, do you think you're going to see many of the mega brands go through incentivizing us, through discounts? What is the method to get us back there?
I think it's a number of things. The first priority, particularly this week and going into this month, is just building that confidence. People have been inside their homes for 3 months here in the UK, and they've got very used to shopping online. So we need to build that confidence to come out into the fresh air and obviously experience their high street and that retail. And it's going to be very local and very local community to begin with. But you're going to see, obviously, incentives. I think for the luxury brands, it won't be sales on Bond Street, but certainly there'll be other experiential pieces and private appointments, all the things you'd expect in retail and high-end luxury, and probably more for some of the department stores and those fast fashion brands. There will be those moments on the street to entertain customers. But we are sitting on £15 billion of stock in the UK. So as we get through summer and into the autumn, we're going to have to obviously work to clear that stock for retailers. I think a lot of the sales stock will end up online, actually. And the full price items will remain in the stores because that will be better on the margins and obviously operating costs, which is challenging for retailers, as we know, this year.
Jace, thank you very much. Jace Tyrrell, CEO for the new West End